Hey, what's going on, you guys? So this is the actual first tutorial in the series, and today we are going to be doing something pretty simple. If you've ever programmed before, you'll know there is something called printing to the console. And what that pretty much means is that you are, well, printing a message to this little box which displays pretty much a status. And we are going to be doing that in our program. And it is going to be basically like one line of code, not cone, and it is going to be very, very simple. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is create a new Xcode project. So when you open Xcode, let's go over here and open Xcode. This screen will pop up. Now, if you're using a different version, like somewhere in the future, and you're actually watching this, thank you, then that's pretty sweet, and it probably will not look like this. This is version 5.1, and you definitely will not have these projects. However, you will probably have something that says create a new Xcode project. So go ahead and find that and open it. Once you do that, this screen will pop up. Now, it may be different at the time, but it should look something like this. Go ahead and select a single view application. Once you have that selected, and make sure that you're in the iOS section under application and you've selected single view application. Once you've done that, press next. It's going to ask for your product name. Let's just name this tutorial. And organization name, you can just enter your name. And company identifier, always enter it backwards as if it was a website. For example, com.walkerchristie. And it will complete it for you. Let's set the devices to iPhone and press next. Once you do so, it's going to ask you where you want to save it. I have a folder dedicated to projects, so this will do. Let's create it, and it's going to ask, it's not going to ask if you want to replace this because I already have a folder named tutorials, but I'm going to replace this. So once it's created, you will get a screen that looks like this. So here is the Xcode environment. It should pop up looking like this. It may look a little different at the time, but this is pretty much straightforward. Let me explain a bit. This is your file browser. These are all the files in your project. And these are a bunch of other little status windows, which we will get to later. This is the main view where you'll be programming and all that such. And this is the quick help or object view where you'll be adding and dropping items. So that can be all ignored right now because all we're looking at is the file browser. So you'll see something called appdelegate.h, appdelegate.m, and viewcontroller.h and .m, along with your storyboard. So I want you to mentally cross out this, and cross out this. Only focus on these two right now. Now, let me go inside. So let's click inside the viewcontroller.m file. Inside, you'll probably see something like this. So first you'll have something that says view did load, and then did receive memory warning. So I'll explain what these mean later, but right now you don't need to understand what they mean, so it's fine. Go ahead and take all of this text where it says do not additional whatever, delete that, and we're going to be typing something. Under super view did load, type ns log, and then press enter to autocomplete. Make an @ sign, and then a quotation, and write hello world, and then press tab to tab over. Now once you've done that, make sure to insert a semicolon like this. You've just created a simple statement. What you've done is pretty much added a line of code. And this is your first programming in Objective-C, and I'm very proud of you. Now, you may be wondering, okay, great, we wrote hello world inside something called nslog. What is this supposed to signify? Well, that pretty much means we're going to write something to the console. Now, you can't see the console right now, but you can in a second. Go ahead, drag your mouse to the top right corner. You'll see three little boxes. One says hide show the navigator, one says hide or show the debug area, and one says hide or show the utilities. Go ahead and press hide or show the utilities, and you'll see that the utilities bar goes away. And press the one in the middle. and you'll see this little box come up. I'm going to extend this so you can see better. You'll see something that says all output. This is your console. This hello world will be printed when we run our program. So let's go ahead and run it. The simplest way to run a program is to press this button, this little arrow. Go ahead and click it, and it will build your project. So we're going to give it a second to run and ensure that this is selected. It'll say iPhone Retina 3.5 inch or something along the lines of that. And there you go. So you'll notice that this is just a blank white screen and just an example iOS application, but something did happen and we need to recognize that. Go ahead and look at your console. If you see what it says hello world, and that is very important. That means that what happened was that your code ran through this viewDidLoad method. It went through here and it hit this and it printed hello world to the console. So if your screen currently says hello world or something along the lines of that, then congratulations, you have written your first Xcode iOS program and you are ready to sell it for millions. But once again, I can't put too much into one tutorial, and I will explain what all of this means in the next one. I will see you then.